Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News Broadcast. We are coming to you live from Rupavahini's News Studios. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
Good evening, I'm Clifford Richards. First of all, we take a look at the headlines.
The Election Commission informs the presidential candidates on the limit on election expenses. 34 parties signed an agreement to extend support to the president. Fauzi Wargama and Ali Sahir extend their support to the president. The first rally to secure the victory of Sajith Premadasa held in Kurunegala. Nama Rajapaksa engaged in religious observances in Anuradhapura sacred site. Anru Kumar Dissanayake says that permanent solutions will be drawn for the power and energy crisis. Thailand elects a new Prime Minister.
We're starting off with election-related news. All presidential candidates were called up to the Elections Commission today.
The Commission informed them of the amount of money that can be spent per voter by each candidate and many more information relating to the election. Presidential candidates and political party representatives expressed their views to media following the meeting. Presidential candidate Sarath Manamendra said that a sum of 20 rupees has been approved to spend per voter. He said that this amount is not enough when considering the current expenses at the market. Sri Lanka Podujana Peramana parliamentarian Sagara Kariyavasan said that a candidate has to set up over 3,500 election offices throughout the island. He said that a large number of voters have to be contacted through media channels. He said that therefore at least a sum of 100 rupees is needed per voter. He added that a sum of 20 rupees is not enough and it demeans the value of the presidential election. Presidential candidate Vijaydas Rajapaksa said that this act has been passed in Parliament to limit the entrance of racketeers into the Parliament. He said that major parties of the opposition voted against this bill. He added that there are 17.1 million voters. He said that 20 rupees per voter means a sum of 342 million rupees. He further said that accordingly a candidate can spend about 8 to 10 million per day for the election propaganda.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe says the 34 political parties and alliances signed the Puluang Sri Lanka Convention not to create a political party. The president points out that the aim of this move is to unite all factions of the country to build up a future for the people. President Wickremesinghe made these remarks during the opening ceremony of the Puluang Sri Lanka Agreement signing held this morning at the water's edge in Battaramulla. Leaders of 34 political parties and alliances that support the president were introduced at this meeting.
Navalanka Nidhas Paksha Niyojane Karamin Garu Kumar Welcome Metumage Samagi Chanabalavege Niyojane Karamin Garu Rajita Senarat Metuma Samagi Chanabalavege Niyojane Karamin Garu AHM Fauzi Mahata Garu Wajira Abhivardhana Metumage Sampratyai Garu Prasanna Ranatunga Metumage Sampratyai Garu Janadipati Nidikya MUM Ali Sabri Metumage Nava Sandhane Niyojane Karamin Garu Susil Premajayanta Metumage Sampraptiya Jatika Kongrasaya Niyojane Karamin Garu Ataulla Metumage Sampraptiya Garu Chivane Saturei Chandrakanta Metumage මුට්පොක්කු තමිලර් කලහම් නියෝජනය කරමින් ගරු S ව්‍යාලේන්ද්‍රන් මැතිතුමාට ජාතික නිදහස් පෙරමුණ නියෝජනය කරමින් ගරු මොහමඩ් මොසම්මිල් මැතිතුමා.
Lately, they all signed the agreement amidst the blessings of the Mahasangha. All religious dignitaries, ministers, parliamentarians and political representatives were present at this occasion. The President said that this agreement was made by individuals who did not shy away from challenges but chose to face them head-on. He said that when the country's economic and political systems abandoned their responsibilities, he said that the leadership was forgotten and they were afraid to confront the country's problems. The President said that when he took over the country, there was no party standing behind him. He added that, however, the Prime Minister, ministers and a group of Parliament members joined him, believing that the country could be rebuilt. He said that it was because of this belief and determination that we are now able to hold a presidential election. He said that had the economy collapsed back then, there would have not been an opportunity for this election. He added that this is something everyone should remember. The President further said that the purpose of the presidential election is to confirm the progress of the country. He said that while other candidates are asking for votes, claiming to be the best person to lead the country, he is asking all the people to vote in their own future and the future of their children in mind. He said, let's move forward together with Sri Lanka. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that when a nation is rebuilt from a state of collapse, its people will never forget the leader who spearheaded that transformation. He said that President Ranil Wickremesinghe stands as the sole leader who accepted the responsibility of rebuilding the country's economy during one of its most challenging periods. He said that President Wickremesinghe has laid a strong foundation for the future by upholding the people's right to a secure life. He further said that therefore we must acknowledge that all political parties and leaders unite for its victory.
Batticaloa District Parliamentarian of Sri Lanka Muslim Congress Ali Sahir Maulana extends his support to President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Parliamentarian Ali Sahir Maulana and his group met the President at the Presidential Operations Office at Flower Road and expressed their willingness to support the President at the upcoming presidential election. Ali Sahir Maulana has been in active politics since 1988. He was first elected to the Parliament in 1994.
Well, the inaugural rally to secure the victory of the leader of the Samagi Jana Balawege presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa was held in Kurunegala today with the participation of a large number of party representatives. Well, a large crowd, including political party and group members of the SJV representing the Kurunegala district, were present at this meeting. Parliamentarian Dallas Alapirma addressing the rally said that the election symbol of Sajith Premadasa means the connectivity among the people. Similarly, the party is connected with the common man of this country. He said that there are only 840 hours to the crucial verdict of the people. Parliamentarian Partali Champik Raroga said that the sovereignty of this country was placed on a group of lenders on that fateful day of 12th April 2022. He asked the voters not to be busy by various tricks performed by certain politicians during the election campaign period. He further said that the people must rely on an experienced leadership. Parliamentarian Rauf Hakim said that the Muslim Congress party supported former President R. Premadasa, the late father of the present SJB candidate Sajith Premadasa. He said that the victory of Sajith Premadasa is clear and certain. Secretary General of the Samagi Jana Balawege parliamentarian Ranjit Maddum Bandara says that Sajid Premadasa has commenced a forward march of ushering a great future for Sri Lankans. Addressing the rally, leader of the Samagi Jana Balawege, Sajid Premadasa requested the public to join with him for the journey that brings victory to the nation. He promised the voters of Kurunegala district as well as the countrymen that the future government will strictly reject the corruption and malpractices. He stressed that there won't be any connection with the corrupt politicians, and Samagi Jana Balawege is committed to end the so-called deal politics in the country. He further promised to work towards and to end the politics that depend on bar permits and other benefits.
Leader of the Samagi Jana Balawege presidential license era will never be created and the political gambling will be stopped forever under his government. Addressing the people in Kandy, he said that people will be saved from suffering and prosperity will be brought to the country. He visited Mahanayaka Theras of Malwatha and Asgiri chapters. Then Mahasangha chanted Setpirit and invoked blessings to Sajid Premadasa. A group of public representatives of the SJB and Jani Premadasa were present at this occasion. Opposition leader, presidential candidate Sajid Premadasa said that many privileges and benefits such as bar permits, license for wine stores are being distributed in parliament and outside the parliament as well in many instances. He said that this process has been in action since the political history in Sri Lanka. The people of the country well aware of that. The SJB is the force that is committed to eradicate poverty of the people disregarding communal, religious and political differences. The SJB will initiate an excellent public service to build up the country and achieve prosperity for all.
Presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Namal Rajapaksa, engaged in religious observances at the Anuradhapura sacred city today. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa also was present on this occasion. Namal Rajapaksa first went to the Jayashree Mahabodhi premises and worshipped. The Mahasangha invoked blessings on him by chanting Setpirit. An almsgiving was also offered to the Mahasangha at this moment. Later, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa and Namal Rajapaksa worshipped the Ruanwali Mahasaya. Public representatives of the SLPP and several others joined this occasion. Parliamentarian Tissa Kuttiarachchi says that all people should elect Namal Rajapaksa as the future president because he is the only candidate to continue the Mahinda Chintana policy. He said that he will be able to continue the stalled development programs for the well-being of the country. He said that he is the youngest candidate of 38 years. Ceremonies were organized in several places to welcome Namal Rajapaksa while he was travelling from Anuradhapura to Kandy.
Leader of the National People's Power, presidential candidate Anura Kumara Dissanayake said that the crisis existing in the power and energy sector in the country can be permanently solved under his government. He made these remarks addressing a seminar on power and energy held in Colombo yesterday. Leader of the National People's Power, Kumar Dissanayake, said that the major deal is taking place in the country is at the power and energy sector. He said that the professionals and academics have the responsibility of improving the power and energy sector. He said that as the politicians, we have to clear the black side of this sector. He said that even the deals in fuel sector are also corrupted. He said that because of this, people have to purchase a litre of fuel at a very high price. He further said that people have to bear these extra burdens due to the corrupted political culture in the system. He added that we, the NPP, will eradicate all corruptions and transform the power and energy sector to solve the existing crises. He further said that at first we are not going to interfere with all the matters in this sector. The NPP leader said that we have earmarked the Customs, Inland Revenue Department, Excise Department, Immigration and Immigration Department, Electricity Board, Petroleum Corporation, Harbour and Transport sector. He said that these are the major sectors that should be cleared of dirty politics. He further said that the National People's Power will develop all these sectors with a momentum. Meanwhile, presidential candidate of the National People's Power, Kumar Dissanayake, met the Mahanayaka Thera of the Askiriya chapter, Most Venerable Warakagoda Sri Jnanaratna Thera, and received blessings. Kumar Dissanayake also met the Mahanayaka Thera of the Malwata chapter, Most Venerable Tibbaduave Sri Siddhartha Thera. Kumar Dissanayake met the Mahanayaka of the Sri Lanka Ramagna Mahanikaya, Most Venerable Makulave Vimala Thera, and received blessings this morning. The meeting took place at the Kandagamua Sri Vidyavasa Piriven Mahavihara in Mirigama, and they focused their attention on the current political situation in the country. Responding to a question raised by a journalist whether there is a secret discussion with the Mahanayaka Thera, leader of the National People's Power, Kumar Dissanayake, said that there is no any such discussion. He said that he feels some matters of this discussion may not be published in the media.
Several presidential candidates expressed their views regarding the upcoming presidential election. Presidential candidate Dilip Jayavira says about 43 to 47% of voters have not yet decided to whom they should vote at this election. He said that we are attempting to address this group, and the message for them is that they should cast out traditional politics and think of the future of their children and development of the country. He said that voters should think of placing Sri Lanka not in the third world but in the first and developed world. He said that within the ballot box they cast their vote according to their conscience. Presidential candidate Janaka Ratnayaka says that people are fed up of traditional politics. They should vote for an independent candidate who has very good skills as an entrepreneur and a manager. He said that people should vote for a person like him, as he has lost his job in attempting to serve the general public. Presidential candidate Sarath Fonseca says that he has a program to develop the country within 2 or 3 years. He said that he is able to achieve a tangible development for the people. He added that essential food items will be made available at reasonable prices for the people to have 3 meals per day without any struggle.
The inaugural election propaganda rally of President Ranil Wickremesinghe will be held at the Salgada grounds in Anuradhapura tomorrow. All arrangements have been finalized to conduct this public rally. Representatives of the political parties and alliances that support the president and party activists are scheduled to take part in this meeting. Former Minister P. Harrison said that we can see an unprecedented crowd in this ground tomorrow. He said that no other party can achieve this. He said that this ground is not spacious enough for the expected crowd tomorrow. Parliamentarian S.M. Chandrasena said that President Ranil Wickremesinghe achieved many targets. He said that he distributed outright deeds for people who had no lands, that school children of low-income families were provided with scholarships, and that all these activities amounts to be considered as a socialist program.
Foreign Minister Ali Sabri summoned the Canadian High Commissioner today to reiterate Sri Lanka's strong objections conveyed on several occasions previously to the laying of the foundation stone for the construction of a so-called Tamil genocide monument at Chiangokosi Park in Brampton, Canada on the 14th of August 2024. Foreign Minister Sabri emphasized that the government of Sri Lanka categorically rejects the outrageously false narrative which is being perpetuated for vote bank politics within Canada. Minister Sabri noted that ill-advised action by City Council of Brampton is offensive to all peace-loving people in Canada and Sri Lanka. The so-called allegation of a genocide in Sri Lanka is a fabrication based on malicious disinformation and is not substantiated by any responsible authority nationally or internationally. The government of Sri Lanka has consistently engaged in efforts to foster reconciliation and build lasting peace following the end of the conflict, despite the economic crisis in the country for the last 2 years, and such divisive action undermines those efforts by glorifying terrorism and sowing discord and mistrust with democratic countries, including Sri Lanka and Canada, cannot endorse. The Foreign Minister requested that the Government of Canada intervenes and take action to prevent the construction of this monument in recognizing the damaging impact of this narrative on bilateral relations and to take immediate action to prevent further harm.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe has appointed Justice R.M. Sobhita Rajakaruna as the acting president of the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal Justice Rajakaruna took oaths this morning before the President at the Presidential Secretariat. This appointment will remain in effect until the return of Justice Nisanka Bandula Kanwaratna, the President of the Court of Appeal, who is currently abroad.
Well, another 20 Sri Lankan students who were detained by terrorists in Myanmar have been released, expressing views to the media. State Minister Tharaka Balasurya says that this group of students were rescued as a result of talks held at diplomatic level. Overall, 41 students have been rescued so far and 34 more students are under the detention of these terrorists.
We are absolutely delighted that we were able to get the release of 20 students who have been working in these illegal campsites in Myanmar, mainly involved in this the cyber crimes. So I think this is a result of the diplomatic efforts that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have conducted over the last couple of months. I myself and then also Sisira Seneviratna, who's the Director General Consular Affairs Division, we visited Myanmar and we met the Minister of Foreign Affairs and also the Minister of and our visit was followed by a visit to Thailand, and I met the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and also the Minister of Justice in Thailand, and then we also visited the adjoining province and met the governor, and then we also met the border control people, this particular organization called DSI, and then also we were able to follow it up. When I was in Tehran, I met the Myanmar officials and the Thai officials, and when we had the BIMSTEC, the foreign ministers retreat in Delhi, again I was able to raise this with the Thai foreign minister and the Myanmar foreign minister. So at this juncture, I also would like to thank both my ambassadors who have worked tirelessly trying to get the release of these children. Both my ambassadors in Myanmar and also my ambassador in Thailand have done their job. My ambassador in Thailand has immediately gone and visited the students, and I myself had the opportunity to talk to the students yesterday on video conference. The students are in good health, and we are working with the IOM in order to get them to Sri Lanka as soon as possible.
The second Randoli Perahera of the Kandy Asana Festival parade the streets tonight.
Well, large crowds have gathered to Kandy to view the Perahera this year. The first Randoli Perahera paraded the streets yesterday. It started at the auspicious time of 6:45 p.m. Then the Perahera toured along the Dalada Vidya DS Siranayaka Street and through the Temple Road and Deva Vidya, Colombo Street, Raja Vidya, and arrived at the Maligaon premises. The casket of the tooth relic was carried by Indi Raja. Mian Raja and Kote Raja travelled on either side of the leader elephant. Leaders of the indigenous community Uruarge, Vanyalatho and a large number of indigenous committee members were also present at this occasion. The first Randoli Perahera of the Asala festival of the historic Sabaragamuwa Mahasaman Devalaya paraded the streets last night for the 799th occasion. The casket with tooth relic was carried by Janaraja Tusker of the Shudarda Maligawa. The Perahera consisted of many cultural items, including upcountry, low-country Sabaragamuwa dancing items and cultural events. The final Randoli Perahera will be parading the streets on the 19th of this month. The traditional water cutting ritual will be held at the Kalu River on the following day, and the Sabaragamuwa Asala festival will come to an end with the day Perahera on the same day.
Sri Lanka Heritage International Kite Air Show 2024 will begin tomorrow at the Gregory Lake premises in Nuwara. This two-day kite air show is open for both foreign and local tourists. The national television is the official media sponsor for this event. It is organized by the City Council and with spiritual support of International Federation of Municipalities, Sports and Tourism, showcasing Sri Lanka's heritage and humanity's need for world peace and harmony. Sri Lanka Heritage International Kite Air Show 2024 is a spectacular kite air show illuminating the sky of Nuwara area. Join us to witness the SLHIKA 2024 inaugural event in Nuwara area, the Sri Lankan cultural show by Ranwala Balakaya. That's all the news we have from home. Stay tuned for international stories coming up next.
Kamuda machan, prima kotumi fantamai.
Thailand's parliament has picked Pedongtang Shivantara, the daughter of billionaire tycoon and former leader Thaksin, as Prime Minister.
Well, at the age of 37, she'll be the country's youngest Prime Minister and the second woman in the post after Aunt Yingluck. Her selection comes just 2 days after former Prime Minister Shrita Thanswin was dismissed by a constitutional court. Both are from the Pheu Thai party, which came second at the 2023 election but formed a ruling coalition. Pedongtang faces a difficult task of reviving Thailand's stalled economy and avoiding military coup and court interventions, which have deposed 4 previous administrators led by her party. Speaking to the media, the new Prime Minister said she was visibly overwhelmed, saying her hands were trembling with excitement. She acknowledged that she is neither the best nor the most talented one in the room. Pedongtang Shinawatra, who received 319 endorsements and 145 against votes, is the 4th member of the Shinawatra clan to become Prime Minister in the past 2 decades.
Prima kotumi fantamai.
Welcome back to the news, and we are now moving on to the world of sport. Well, the first ODI between the visiting Ireland women's team is being played at Stormont in Ireland at present.
Batting first, Sri Lanka scored 260 runs for 8 wickets, their 50 overs. Vishnu Gunaratne scored a century with 101 runs. Ireland won the toss and invited Sri Lanka to bat first. Vishnu Gunaratne recorded her first international century in 98 deliveries. Hashni Pereira scored 72 runs in 46 deliveries.
9 fours and 3 sixes in this impressive innings at quicker than a runner ball. It's taken only 97 deliveries.
Look. And then straight away she's out. 100 and out. Just floats up. A catch to Leopold. Well, they've dropped 2 Ireland, but they've taken that one. Vishnu Gunaratne, well, she'll remember this day for a very long time.
Prima Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Because she had plenty of
And
time.
that's all the
to
news
double
we
up.
have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel I. I'm the Nigel Clifford signing off. Good night.
Good night.